oh shit, where the fuck you come from? And he said, oh shit, I was running around and I stumbled on your ass. So she said, shit, I got a husband over here, you want to go meet him? So they go over there and meet the husband. He like, damn, where he come from? Hey, what the fuck you got going on? Who the fuck is this? He was like, oh, I was out picking some berries and I found this thing wandering around. And they sit down and he's like, oh, well, come on in, we're going to get to know each other because I thought we was the only motherfuckers here. And he's like, no, you ain't the only ones. Here's a whole bunch of other motherfuckers over there. That's how we stumbled across each other, picking goddamn berries. So they sitting down breaking bread and shit like that. And he started to look at Eve and shit. And she looking all sexy and fine. So he like, yo, I see you people in my girl. You know what I'm saying? So they began
This is what Adam said to the snake?
That's what he said to it. Wasn't no damn snake. It was a human.
Okay, there was a third human.
It was a third human. That's why they call it a parable. They put it in parable so you wouldn't think that the goddamn snake was a human because it was never meant for you to know that the damn tree of knowledge was not a fucking tree. It was your consciousness. But that's a whole different damn theory. So we're going to break this thing back down to Adam and Eve and Steve. So Adam, Eve, and Steve were sitting there and they started fornicating. So, somewhere down the line, Adam and Steve ended up reaching the Kundalini mark. And Eve was like, okay, whatever. So, time go past. Eve noticed that Steve and Adam is paying too much damn attention to each other. And they end up falling in goddamn love. So, they're over there plotting on how the fuck they can get rid of Eve. So, that's how they discovered this whole nakedness shit. Oh, I got on clothes. God came back all of a sudden, and all of a sudden they knew they were naked. How do you not know about clothes and nakedness if you didn't have sexual intercourse? Let's break this thing down small. So, they discovered that they was naked. Now, this is my perception.
They've been naked for years.
This is my perception. Yeah, they've been naked. They holding goddamn tires beams. They never knew anything about clothes until this snake.
Since they took the rib out of Adam and made Eve with it?
Yeah. Since the damn beginning of the atom.
Even though women have the women the ones that bear children. But Eve was made from Adam.
That's right. So that's why I say we got to break this story down and this theory down because see, according to science, voodoo, or whatever damn belief system you believe in, mixing two elements together is action-reaction. Right? So you have Adam and Eve, who was supposed to be created for one, to create other life forms. But then Steve come along in the picture and he fucks creation up. Because two men cannot produce the child. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. 1 + 1 does equal 2 in that theory. 1 + 1 = 2 in that theory. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Because you have 1 and 1 = 2. That's correct. Now let's break it down in science theory. 1 + 1 = 1. Now let me tell you how I break that down. Because in the Trinity you have the mother, you have the father, and then you have the child, which is produced out of the two becoming one, which is you producing the child. So that's how 1 + 1 = 1. The true Trinity and the true identity of creation. The father, the mother, and then the child is produced. Now that child can be multiplied into a 2 when the egg is split, and they're called twins, triplets, quadruplets, and so forth and so on. So back to Adam and Eve and Steve. Now y'all following me? Now we ain't got the Cain and Abel yet because we still got to break. I still got to get them to understand this Adam and Eve and Steve. Because you got to break it down in DNA fact. To see how I broke the Trinity down in DNA. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. That was the original way that they wanted you to see it, because they wanted to introduce homosexuality and be able to give you a ghost child. So therefore, if you take the woman out of the equation, you take the womb out of the equation, you take the person, the grounding. If you take the ground, if you never put the seed in the ground, you're never going to get a harvest. Let me say it again. If you don't put the seed in the ground, whether it be water, because some seeds don't need dirt necessarily, but they still need something to put inside of to hold as a womb. Some seeds you can just put in water and they'll start growing. Some seeds you can throw on ashes, they'll start growing. But it's all in what you put that seed into. Now, two men cannot put a seed of the same thing into the same thing and expect something different to grow. That just ain't science, because you're using the same thing. It's just like I'm going to take a coffee bean and add more coffee bean and expect some milk to come out. That just ain't going to happen. I got to add a cow to the equation. So when Adam, Steve, and the Holy Spirit became the be, they had to go back and find Eve, because she had to bring that child forth so that creation can continue.